Vicenna HealthCloud is a patient-centric hospital management and electronic health record solution, which improves the provisioning of healthcare for doctors, clinics, and hospitals. Today we're going to demonstrate how you can add or update a patient's medical record and print out a prescription during an outpatient clinical encounter. Let's get started. Selecting a patient opens up the patient's clinical record. Here you will see a list of all the previous encounters of the patient. The list of encounters for that patient can be filtered through by diagnosis, department, and practitioner. Doctors can view old complete encounters or edit old incomplete encounters. If it is a new patient, the application will automatically start a new encounter. Otherwise, click on the Create Encounter button to start a new encounter for this patient. The encounter screen offers you the capability to very quickly record or update just the minimum information that is pertinent to this encounter in just a matter of seconds. At the same time, it provides the capability to develop detailed and comprehensive medical records and print out comprehensive prescriptions. So before we start entering any information, let us familiarize ourselves with the layout of the screen and the general features. The history of the patient can be seen up front. Any updates or addition to the history are carried over to the future encounters. On the left here, we have the patient's active diagnoses that have been carried over from the previous encounters. Below that, we have the list of active medications, that is the meds that have been prescribed previously. On the right, we see relevant information from the previous encounters. From here, we can simply copy information from previous encounters. We will now enter information in various sections or tabs. You have the flexibility to move from different sections or tabs as it suits your way of working. And of course, you only fill the information that is relevant to this encounter. As we start recording the encounter information, the right panel then displays all the orders and the modifications that are made during this encounter. Next important feature is a template feature that can be used to enter text into fields wherever the template icon is available. The template feature reduces the need to type text. Instead, you can just select text from predefined templates. You can set up common templates across the hospital or department, or you can define templates for your own individual use. HealthCloud has been designed so that you do not end up spending your time on the keyboard typing away. Rather, relevant information should be presented to you, and with minimum clicks you should be able to select what you want to include in the medical record and then write orders. Let us see how that works out in a typical encounter. To start the encounter, enter the chief complaints. You can choose the complaints from the templates, or copy from previous encounter, or if it is a follow-up visit, you can just click on the follow-up icon from the diagnosis list. Next, update or add to the history field. Here again, you can use templates. Moving on to the flow sheets tab. Here you can record the vitals of the patient. You can also see any previously recorded vitals for quick comparison in tabular as well as graphical view. Note that the vitals may have already been entered by an assistant. In that case, you will just review what they have entered. In the examination section, you can add clinical notes. Make use of the predefined templates as much as possible. You can also include a pictorial marking. The pictures or drawings can be set up based on your specialty. And if you want, you can also add additional notes as well. You can also add attachments, example a picture of a skin lesion that was noted in the visit. Next, in the Orders tab, you can order labs, radiology tests, or procedures. You can add the lab test by choosing from the most frequently used orders or by searching the full list. On clicking the Add button, the lab tests get added to this visit summary section. This can be done for radiology as well as procedures. Moving on to the diagnosis section, you can choose a diagnosis from the list of favorites or search from a list of 100,000 plus predefined standard-based diagnoses. By default, a diagnosis is considered confirmed, but you have the option of declaring it provisional or differential. Next, choose the acuity as chronic or acute. You can also add a particular diagnosis to your list of favorites if you anticipate using this frequently. HealthCloud offers an extremely flexible, efficient, and robust module for prescribing the medicines. In most cases, you will be selecting from your favorites. In that case, just click on the blue arrow icon and the medicine will be prescribed with the preset dosage and instructions. You can of course modify the preset parameters. If the medicine is not in your favorite list, you can search from 30,000 medicines in our medicine list. Next, add the dosage. You can add dosage using the Latin terms, example OD, Q4H, Q6H, etc. Or you can enter the dosage in the form of 1 + 1 + 1. The system can recognize the dosage format, example 1 + 1 + 1 + 1, denoting 1 tablet in the morning, afternoon, evening, and night. Next, choose special instructions, example half hour before meal or after meal, etc. You can even associate medication with one of the active diagnoses. You can also add tapering to your dosage. By clicking this plus button, you get another row in which you can add the dosage for the next period and so on. You can now click Add to prescribe the medicine. Towards the right of the screens will be maintained the summary of this visit as test orders, diagnosis, and medications are added to it. If any has been mistakenly added, it can be deleted. And if any need to be edited, then merely click on it and make changes and then select Update. Changes can also be made from the left panel. Click the item to open the edit drawer, make changes and then update. You will notice a green icon in this visit summary section to indicate change. The last section has the treatment plan section for your notes that by default do not get printed on the prescription. Content in the instructions section gets printed on the prescription for the patient's benefit. These templates can also be defined in local language as well. In the follow-up, you can specify when the patient is to visit again, and this gets printed on the prescription. Similarly, referral to other doctors and admission notes for recommendation to admit to IPD can also be added. In order to print the prescription of this encounter, click here. The top portion of the prescription is configured with information about you. The most important feature of the prescription is that instructions for the prescribed medications are translated in local language, even though you had entered the dosage and duration using the standard clinical terminology. See the example of translation of Q4H and 1 + 1 + 1. Notice how the instructions are also included. Also notice the tapering that is shown up here. On the side of the prescription, we have the following information: chief complaints, vitals, clinical notes, test name along with the start date, start and comment, and the diagnosis. Below the medicine prescription, we have instructions, follow-up, referral, or admission. Pressing the green button completes the encounter. The encounter information is saved, and from this point onwards, information is available as read-only. The Save and Hold blue button saves the information but does not complete the encounter. So if you've sent the patient for some diagnostics and are waiting for the results before prescribing the medicines, you will put the patient on Save and Hold. Then you can open the encounter in Edit View later and complete the encounter. When opened again, you will see the yellow pending sign in the middle of the screen. When you did encounter in the pending state, then you have the option to revert to previous. It is like an undo option. Whatever you've entered since last time will get deleted. With that, we come to the end of the encounter and the end of the demo. You can now start using HealthCloud with just a few clicks and start building your patient records and printing prescriptions.